The brutal truth about owning a space rocket. The most expensive toy you cannot play with. Imagine spending more money than a luxury hotel, more than a private island, only to be told you are not allowed to press the launch button. A yacht can sit in a marina. A jet can wait in a hangar. But a rocket is a skyscraper filled with explosive energy. Software, lawyers, engineers, safety inspectors, and millions of dollars that can disappear in one bright flash. People look at rockets and think, that is freedom. Fly above Earth, touch space, beat gravity, become history. And that is where the fantasy starts to crack. Owning a rocket is not buying metal. It is buying risk, responsibility, and a countdown where one wrong valve, cracked pipe, weather window, or software error can turn a dream into debris. So today, we are not looking at the fantasy of space travel. We are looking at the brutal truth about what it really means to own a space rocket. You do not buy a rocket, you buy an army. Here is the first shock. The rocket itself is only the beginning. A mansion needs security and managers. A mega yacht needs a captain, engineers, chefs, and deck crew. But a rocket needs an army. You need propulsion experts, software teams, range safety specialists, fuel handlers, mission planners, weather experts, lawyers, and a launch pad strong enough to survive fire. That is why billionaires do not keep rockets like cars. SpaceX is not a toy garage. It is a company with factories, launch complexes, employees, regulators, customers, and years of testing. A rocket is not a product. It is an ecosystem. And that ecosystem is expensive before the vehicle even leaves the ground. The launch cost can destroy your budget. Now, let us talk money. SpaceX lists a Falcon 9 launch service at $74 million through 2026, with a maximum low Earth orbit payload capacity of about 22,000 kilograms when fully expendable. And that is not buying the rocket. That is buying a launch service from a mature company. If you only want to send a small satellite, the cheaper route is rideshare. SpaceX advertises rideshare pricing as low as $350,000 for 50 kilograms to sun-synchronous orbit, with extra mass charged per kilogram. Now, pause. $350,000 is the budget option. That is not owning the rocket. That is buying a seat in the trunk. A real rocket program eats money like fire eats oxygen. Engines must be tested. Tanks must be certified. Avionics must survive vibration. Payloads must be integrated. Teams must run rehearsals. And if a test fails, physics does not give refunds. The rocket industry has a beautiful word for failure: test campaign. Your bank account has another word. The government is your co-pilot. This is where the dream becomes paperwork. You cannot roll a rocket into an empty field, count down from 10, and launch because you feel inspired. In the United States, commercial launches and re-entries require FAA licensing or permits. Regulators examine safety, payloads, policy, financial responsibility, airspace, and environmental impact. In simple words, your rocket has to prove it is not going to kill people, damage property, violate national interests, or create a disaster in the sky. A rocket crosses airspace, produces exhaust, drops stages, and may carry payloads into orbit. If it fails, the pieces can come down over land, sea, or air routes. Even experimental permits have limits. They may be used for reusable suborbital research and testing, but not for carrying people or property for compensation or hire. So if your plan is, I will build a rocket and sell tickets next month, reality will hit you harder than gravity. You may own the hardware, but the sky is not yours. A rocket is also a national security problem. Here's the part people forget. Rocket technology and missile technology are cousins. A launch vehicle can place a satellite in orbit. A missile can carry a payload across continents. The difference is purpose, guidance, payload, and law, but the underlying technology is sensitive. That is why launch vehicles, spacecraft components, technical data and related services are controlled in many countries. For a private owner, this means you cannot casually share engine drawings with a foreign partner, ship hardware across borders, or hire anyone without checking export control rules. One mistake can end everything. The public sees the glorious part: fire, smoke, sound, and applause. Engineers know the darker side. Rockets fail fast. They do not give second chances. A tiny leak can become a fire. A sensor error can confuse guidance. A frozen valve can stop an engine. A vibration issue can destroy a payload. A software problem can send a vehicle off course. And if the rocket becomes unsafe, range safety systems may have to destroy it before it threatens people. That is the nightmare hidden inside every countdown. The owner may spend years and millions building the vehicle. Customers may have satellites on board. Then the engines ignite, and the mission still has to survive the next few minutes. Those few minutes are the most expensive minutes in transportation. A private jet can turn back. A yacht can slow down. A rocket cannot pull over and check the engine. Even success creates problems. Now let us say everything works. The payload reaches orbit. Everyone cheers. Is the pain over? Not even close. You now have debris to track, stages to recover or dispose of, post-flight data to review, regulators to satisfy, customers to update, insurers to brief, and maintenance decisions to make. Why billionaires still do it? Because rockets are the ultimate status symbol, but not like yachts. A yacht says, "I am rich." A rocket says, "I am trying to change what humans can reach." That is the emotional power of space. It is why governments spent fortunes during the space race. It is why private companies chase reusable rockets, lunar missions, satellite internet, asteroid mining dreams, and Mars plans. And to be fair, rockets create real value. They launch communication satellites, weather satellites, navigation systems, scientific missions, defense payloads, and Earth observation tools that help track storms, fires, oceans, agriculture, and disasters. The final reality. So here is the truth. A team calm enough to solve problems at T-minus 10 seconds, and a stomach strong enough to watch millions burn before the rocket even leaves the tower. Because a rocket does not care about your net worth. It doesn't care about your name, your followers, your mansion, your yacht, or your private island. It only cares about physics, and physics is undefeated.
If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next upload.